Hi, everybody, and welcome back to part five of taking HR from a cost center to a profit center. Today, we're focusing on workforce analytics and the power that it bestows upon us, but also the responsibility that we assume when working with employee related data. One of the pieces that a lot of questions are coming from is what can we learn from our data and how do we get action plans out of some numbers on a page? So first and foremost, I'd like to start with focusing on linking people related issues to organizational or business outcomes. The benefits of workforce analytics typically far exceed the necessary investment. And most people believe that it's going to be expensive in order to become more data driven when it comes to HR related tasks. That is far from the truth when we start to look and review and see the potential return on investments in a lot of areas where we are already investing. We're just simply taking a precision like scalpel to that employee life cycle and all the ins and outs and intangibles and tangibles within that process. Humans, by nature, we're very unpredictable. So really understanding that each of us is an individual and seeing us as such we can start to ask questions of our data, questions we've always wanted to know. So some of the questions might be, how does our learning and development strategy really line up with where we're headed? What types of jobs are we going to need in the future? And do we currently have the skill set necessary within our employee population? Or maybe some of that expensive development strategies that we're having, is it effective? Are we retaining our top talent? Are they feeling like we have a succession plan built out for them so they can see a future within our organization? Or maybe it's, why are people leaving, both involuntary and voluntary turnover, and who within my organization is the bad apple with the highest employee turnover. And maybe it's an opportunity to go out and re-educate that manager on how to properly communicate with the multi-generational workforce. These are all opinions. These are hypotheses, but we got to start with a business objective first, build a hypothesis, gather the data necessary to test that hypothesis, begin to analyze the data. Then we gain insights into the process and we start to see what is going on. Then from that, we build an action plan. And once we implement that action plan, then we reevaluate in real time. So we're stopped driving with our rear view mirror. I think we all can admit that trying to drive forward in our rear view mirror is a bit of a challenge. So workforce analytics, metrics, and data allows us to really see why it happened, and what will happen if no changes are made. This is very powerful in this evolution of work that we're seeing here in the 21st century post-pandemic, that having this information is a game changer. It's allowing us to find our definitive competitive advantage, but also not chasing trends that work for another company down the street, and maybe just an easy check of the box that most organizations have done by offering a sign-on bonus. By asking more questions from our workforce data, we can now start stop guessing and start knowing as to what really is happening within our organization. It takes out the emotion, it takes out our opinions, and it really shows us where changes need to be made and how we can spend our money more effectively to get to the end goal of where we want to be, which is future success. I look forward to part 6 of this process, where we focus on what questions that we can ask specifically of our data and how to organize that proper business objective specific to some of the areas and challenges that you're facing today. Stop back next week, and thanks everybody so much for your time.